Hey folks, on today's Southern Prospector Show, we're fixing to pan a little bit of gold here. A lot of you emailed in wanting to know where that gold was that we got out of that dredging episode last year, and actually I misplaced it on myself, but I found my 5-gallon bucket full of concentrates, and we're going to pan the remainder of that out for you here on today's show. Hope you enjoy it. Okay, the first step in panning your gold out, you need to classify. Most people classify down to a 1/4-inch screen. That's pretty good for most rocks and things. And you want to classify down to a size way beyond that to get your fine gold. Rocks like this, these here need to be pitched away. Basically what we're doing here is we're trying to put these down to somewhere in the neighborhood of about 100 mesh, I believe is what this is. This is just your common Walmart sifter screen for cooking, but it works really good for fine gold recovery. We put it in here in a pan so we don't lose any gold. And of course we keep this rock that we're gonna sift out here and separate. We find another container and put that in it because you might accidentally have a bigger piece of gold that won't go through this 100 mesh screen. In that case, you want to be able to save it. And always look in your cons to see if you've got any bigger pieces of gold or maybe even that extremely rare diamond in there. But what I do is I concentrate down to 1/4 mesh, and then I go into doing about a cupful of this at a time in my pan. We've added a little bit of dishwashing detergent to help break the surface tension down so we don't float our gold away. We get that in a good semi-liquid condition. Make sure we've got all of our fines out of there. I'll dump this over into another container, and we'll pan out our gold. I can already see this is loaded with black sand. We haven't, just to make it clear, just like some shows that I watch with an addiction every Saturday and every Monday afternoon, I don't put gold in my pans to lie to everybody and tell them there's gold there when there's not. If we don't get gold, and there's been many times that I couldn't finish filming a show because after we got done prospecting, we didn't have gold to show you all. So we're not going to lie and tell y'all we get gold every time we go out, because we don't do it. And any person that does tell you that's pretty much a liar, and we'll let them sell membership to clubs. But anyway, we're all about real prospecting and what you're going to find if you take your family out there with a gold pan on your average weekend. As you can see here, we're getting into some blonde sand, but you start to see your black sands right here showing up at the back of your pan. And actually I'm getting a little bit up here toward the front. So what I want to do is take these bigger pieces of rock out of there. We want to bring this back and re-stratify. Your overall goal on panning is to try to get your gold, envision it being a very heavy chunk of lead. You want that to get down in here on this side of the pan, and try to hold your pan in a manner that it'll settle into this area here. You want your water to come in this side of the pan, wash around and off, and carry the lighter materials off. And of course, if you're doing a good panning action and fanning action, your gold will stay down here in this one point. You won't have to worry about losing it. And as I say, this is dredge concentrates out of Gatesville, Indiana, up there by Robin's store. I'm beginning to see just a very large amount of black sand here. We want to give a little advertisement out there to Robin up there at the Gatesville General Store. She's been good to let us film a lot of shows up there and camp out over the years. And she's very generous with her creek and her gold back there. They have campgrounds there that they rent very reasonably. Primitive tent camping's only $5 a night. And camping with a camper, I believe is either $15 or $20 a night with electrical hookup. They've got really good food there, and you won't find any nicer people. And I would strongly recommend, if anybody's wanting to go out and try their luck at finding gold, Gatesville there, if you take a pan and spend a day, I can pretty well promise you're going to find some amount of gold. Just about everybody that goes up there does. It's really fine flour gold. You know, you're not going to get rich, but you're going to have some gold in a bottle that you can take back and show your friends and say, hey, look, I found some gold. When you stir that material up, you'll notice that blonde sand comes to the top and covers up your black sands. Well, that's what you want to continue to wash off. Work down until it turns blonde, or turns black rather, with black sand. Then you stir it up and cloud it up again. And you just repeat that cycle, washing away the lighter blonde sands, and you're left with the heavy black sands. Notice as I stir that up, it turns blonde on top, and again we wash that material back off to get rid of the blonde sands. It's better to do it slow and till you get the knack of it than it is to get out here speed panning like I try to show you in some of these videos, and you lose 90% of your gold. Just keep on continuing and repeating the steps of washing off the blonde sands, and get down to the black sand, re-stratify, get the blonde sand back on top, wash it off. If you'll add a little bit of jet dry or dishwashing detergent with any type of a mild degreaser in it to your water, what you'll do is you'll break the surface tension. Gold, even though it's heavy as it is, microfine flour gold will actually float. It works on the same principle as those spiders you see skipping on top of pond water. Once you get down to this far and get it classified down, a lot of times it's better to use a blue bowl or something of that nature. I've got one. I just didn't want to hook one up on TV here because it takes so long to actually do the material. You can spend a good day doing a bucket full. So I just want to give you all a rough idea of what the gold looks like from up there at Gatesville this year. The creek's really changed. I understand some people been up there dredging a little bit and did pretty good. And Wayne Mercer, the president of the Central Indiana chapter of the Indiana Gold Prospectors, there's an awful good guy to get with if you want to learn how to prospect for gold. I'm sure you can get him to serve as a guide service to you, or there's a lot of folks out there that would love to show you how to pan because they just enjoy doing it so much. Again, we're already seeing gold. I don't know if you can see this on the camera or not. Right there by my fingers, a pretty good sized piece of gold. The guys at the Central Indiana chapter primarily concentrate on prospecting and mining there in Central Indiana around Brown, Morgan, and Monroe counties. They do pretty good at times. Wayne's got a pretty impressive gold collection he's got over the years. And he'd be more than happy to share information with you. You can find them on the web. I think it's, you just type in or Google search Indiana, Central Indiana Gold Prospectors, and you can find them there. Got a lot of good folks up there that's more than happy to take the time to teach them how to pan for gold. I hope that you can see this. I'm trying to get it. This right here is a fairly large piece of Indiana gold. We're talking, it's about pepper grain size piece. These next few pieces right up through here are what we call salt or superfine gold. Now this is the gold that you're going to find every single time you go out, if you do your homework and you go to a place in Indiana where gold has been found. If you want to find gold for, I'm going to say 99.9% of the time, you can find this type of gold if you go to the Gatesville General Store and talk with Robin. She'll be more than happy to set you back there gold panning. And this is the type of gold you can find on her property there at the campground all year long. And this is about this is just one small scoop, about a half of a cup of material that we panned out of a 5-gallon bucket